I think it was pretty good. We was in full pass for the second day. I think it was real physical. I think a lot of guys are surprising a lot of people making plays, stepping up, trying to secure a spot. So going into fall camp.
Great. So again, you are a young player, but also a seasoned player, and surely will be part of the slot back rotation. Can you provide us with a little comparative of where you view yourself now as a player versus last time this spring, and what helped you kind of go through that maturation process?
I think it's just where you gotta be at and where you gotta mature. When you lose some guys, some seniors, we lost AJ Howard and Brandon Waters going into this season. So just being under those guys and then take me under my wing when I was younger, and I'm doing that with some of the guys who are a little bit more inexperienced, haven't gotten any reps. So that's the role I'm trying to fill, being more of a leader and just trying to get guys set up to put in the right position to be successful.
Great. And spring practice always offers, players the time to improve on some aspect of their game at slot back. And it may be, breaking more tackles, making people miss, utilize your speed to pull out or pull off, which is, a critical part of the rushing success. Can you talk a little bit about what part of your game that you've been working on to make yourself a more well-rounded slot back in the Army offense?
I just been trying to get in the lab, improving every phase of the game, whether that's running the ball, breaking tackles, making people miss, catching the ball, blocking, just knowing my assignments, knowing my job. I think it's always room for improvement everywhere. So I think the more you get in the lab, that's the more you get better, and the more you show up on the field, you make more plays.
Great. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. How you doing?
Good. You seem to love the game and play with a lot of passion. Can you tell us where maybe that originates from?
Where my passion originates from?
Yeah.
I think just growing up, I didn't have too much. So football was always my security blanket, where I could go to express myself, where I was upset, angry, happy, however I was feeling. So football was just always that opportunity for me to let loose and do what I love to do.
Can you talk a little bit about last season and how you were able to get on the field and kind of make plays, and how that is maybe translating into the spring and maybe with confidence possibly?
Yes, I think the coaching staff just trusted me with an opportunity. Even dating back to my freshman year, just allowing me to get on the field, allowing me to make plays, and I think that just going to continue to grow. So it's just being in the program for almost 3 years now. You know the standard, and I know the standard, and that's what I got to live up to. But there's always room for improvement. And me, myself, I got to get better. But there's some young guys in the room that's leaning on me to help them, get their position and get them right. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Hey, John, Ken McMillan from the Times Herald Record. You were just talking about emotion. What kind of emotional state must you be in to be successful at this game of football?
I think you just got to lock in when it's time to lock in, zone everything out. What's on the field is on the field. What's off the field is off the field. You got to leave everything else at home, because when you get on the field, you put the pads on there straight to business.
It's such an emotional sport, though, but you also fully understand that you have to control it and channel it, right?
Yes, so you just got to maintain your composure. I think you can't get too high or too low. I think when you maintain your composure and let the game come to you, that's when you make the most plays. And at the end of the day, it's all about making plays.
In the same sense, do you think it's defensive people have to be more emotional and you have to be more controlled as an offensive player, or is that not true?
I don't think it's true. I don't think when you got to make decisions, as far as when you put it in terms of football and making plays, you can't be too emotional when you're making any kind of decision or making any kind of play. I think you got to be level-headed and make the smartest decision or make the smartest play possible. That'll set you up for the most success.
You just said that you listed everything that you've been working on in the off season. What was the number one primary goal, and do you feel like you're achieving it as far as getting better as a player?
I think being a better teammate and being a better leader is my number one goal right now. As far as everything else, I think as far as that's concerned, it'll come as long as I continue to get in the lab and get better.
How much better do you think you are from 12 months ago?
We just gonna see.
And as far as, you saw spot duty last year and then obviously some special team stuff too. How How anxious are you to secure if not a starting role, at least a major role next year?
I think, like I said earlier, you can't get too high or too low. The opportunity definitely in front of me, but it's also a lot of guys hungrier and they want to also be in the same position, if not more of a position that I'm in. So I think as long as I just stay on my toes and keep it moving, I think we're gonna be successful as a unit, as a team, and then if the team's successful, obviously I'll be successful as a player.
And then the last thing you were mentioning about you didn't have much growing up. So what's this opportunity about going to West Point, not only playing football, but to become a leader?
I'm just thankful and blessed to be in the position I'm in, leaning on my family, my friends, and most importantly, God. Without this, nothing will be possible. So just praying every night to Jehovah God and being thankful for the position I'm in because not everybody, get this opportunity to be successful. So.